Welcome back to another Celebrity Sweets. I'm Ethan, and welcome to the second annual DNCE International Cake Fight. There hasn't been a cake fight in a long time. However, this time we're not going to be throwing any cake, we're actually going to be baking cakes. Because for today's summer throwback video, we are throwing it back to DNCE. You know, it's like dance without the A. I don't know where the A went, but it's not DNCE, it's DNCE. But I don't know if it doesn't stand, it's just a confusing thing. Let me just tell you. It was what Joe Jonas kind of started when the Jonas Brothers broke up, but now the Jonas Brothers are back together, so like, I don't think they're doing much, but the Jonas Brothers are back together, so the world can live happily ever after. I think Cake by the Ocean is definitely like this fun, upbeat summer song, so we are going to be making a cake, and like, you spend a lot of time by the ocean in the summer. That's if you live by oceans. Now at the end of this song, there's like this really quiet, like soft voice of, I think, Joe Jonas. It is Joe Jonas, listing off like a bunch of different cake flavors. It's like chocolate, red velvet, confetti. Like I didn't hear it until I looked up the lyrics, and now I can't unhear it. However, today we aren't going to be making any of those cakes. I thought we'd make a more summer themed cake. We're actually going to be making a strawberry shortcake. We're going to decorate this strawberry shortcake though to look like that ginormous cake that they had in the music video. That thing was like huge. Like theirs was like 12 feet tall. Ours is going to be like maybe 6 inches. But we are going to decorate it, layer it, fill it, do all the things we would to make it look like that cake, which was inspired by the cake Emoji. You know that one that's like the slice of cake? Yeah, that one. So let's get started and satisfy this sweet, sweet craving. The first thing we want to do in preparing this strawberry shortcake is to actually work with our strawberries. Strawberry shortcake. However, I have an update to where the A might have gone in DNCE. Their album was titled Sway, but it was spelled S-W-A-A-Y. So the A, they just need to take the other A from Sway and put it to the D, and then you got Dance and Sway. Dance and Sway. A, A, A. To prepare these strawberries, we're going to start by removing the stems and quartering them. We're going to quarter them. Cut them into 4 slices and set them aside. I've cut up our strawberries here, and I should say we're looking for about 1 to 1.5 cups of fresh strawberries quartered. Next we can get to macerating. Yeah, macerating. It's like a different word without the B. This really just means extracting some of the natural juices and the natural sugars from our strawberries. I'm going to place our strawberries into a larger bowl. And to those strawberries, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Mix the sugar around with your strawberries until you have a nice even coating. Once your strawberries are coated in sugar, we can pop them into the refrigerator while we work on the rest of this recipe. What's going to happen is the sugar is going to kind of draw out a lot of the juices, sweeten it up, and we'll just end up with this perfect, almost like syrup kind of consistency for these strawberries. While those are chilling in the fridge, we can start to work on our shortcake itself. And the ingredients for this recipe are 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 a cup of cold butter cubed, 1 cup of buttermilk, 2 tablespoons of buttermilk, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1/4 a cup of granulated sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, strawberry shortcake really isn't much of a cake at all. It's actually more of like a biscuit, and we're going to be making like a sweet biscuit recipe. Over here I've got a large bowl, and I've got all of our dry ingredients. To that large bowl we'll add in our 3 cups of flour, our baking powder, and our salt. Use a whisk to stir up your dry ingredients, making sure everything is incorporated. There's no oceans by me. Where I live there's no ocean. And cake by the lake. Why was it not cake by the lake? To our dry ingredient base, we want to start adding in our butter. Again, we're using chilled cubed butter because when it's in the oven, we want it to kind of melt down, and it'll help to give us flaky layers. I'm going to be adding this butter in a little bit at a time and then using my hands to mix it up. Like, we don't want to lose our minds and go too crazy. We kind of just want to like go a little crazy, because it's always fun using your hands, I think. Add a few cubes of butter, use your hands, mix it up. Add a few more cubes, mix it up. It's just important that you don't completely break up all these butter chunks. We've incorporated the butter with our hands, and there should still be some chunks of butter, and at this point it should kind of just be like a coarse grain. Now we've kind of got Did over here, and this can be Naomi. Did it work? We want to add in our buttermilk. This is the 1 cup of buttermilk to these biscuits. And again, using your hands, mix it up until it starts to form a dough. Now, I never said this wasn't going to be a messy recipe. It just kind of is. It's kind of like sand. It just gets everywhere. And that's what you get if you eat cake by the ocean. Our dough has come together over here, and if you've ever made cookie dough before, you'll know that this consistency and texture is a little bit different from that. Cookie dough seems like it just is so friendly and like it just wants to be with other cookie doughs. So like it'll just stick together and you can get a nice ball. With this dough over here though, there's so much flour that it's gonna kind of just break off in pieces. But that's fine. You just don't want to overmix your biscuit because then you'll get a flat, sad biscuit. Once your dough has reached that state though, I've floured my workstation and I'm going to take it from this bowl and place it on there. And using my hands again, I will kind of shape this and roll it, kind of using the palms of my hands. Whoa, it looks like a wave. There's waves by the ocean too. Ah! At this point, our biscuit dough has more structure and shape to it. It's still kind of dropping flour. However, now we can roll this out. We're gonna roll this biscuit about 1/2 inch thick. I've got our biscuits here that we've rolled out, and if you notice, I kind of rolled them out into like a rectangle, and that's because we want to now transfer this over to our pan. Your normal strawberry shortcake, you would kind of just cut out little circles to make biscuits, bake them, do all that. However, we want to make this look like a slice of cake. Again, like the one from the music video. So I'm going to be taking this and placing it into a 9 by 13 inch pan here that I've just greased and lined with parchment paper. Now, we're not going to just make these biscuits unsweet. I mean, this is Celebrity Sweets, and unsweet is a DNCE song. So I've got our other measurement of butter, that's sugar. I've got our other measurement of buttermilk and our granulated sugar here. I'm going to take our buttermilk and brush it onto the top of these biscuits. Uh-oh. And now we can get crazy and just sprinkle on a bunch of sugar to the top of this. We are going to pop these biscuits into the oven at 425 degrees for about 15 to 19 minutes or until golden brown. The next component to this strawberry shortcake that I want to make is the whipped cream. Now, I'm going to be beating this up by hand because we've got some time, the biscuits are cooking, and I mean, like, it's good for your muscles, at least this arm. This arm's going to be weak and this arm's going to be so strong. To make this whipped cream, I'm going to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract to our bowl. Now, a cool trick in making whipped cream is this bowl here has been sitting in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Actually, when I prepared all that strawberry shortcake and all that, the bowl was just chilling. Now, this might not be the best thing to do on the beach because the bowl might not stay cold as it's already warming up. Again, I kind of have to go really crazy for this whipped cream and just start whipping it up. With your whisk, beat this whipped cream until you start to see stiff peaks. I whipped up our whipped cream and placed it into the refrigerator to allow it to chill while we work on assembling this cake. Over here, I've got the biscuits that we made. I took them out of their pan, allowed them to cool, and now we can start to cut them out. Now we are going for that emoji cake that looks like the one from the music video. And I went ahead and made a template. This is just a very simple triangle. And I've also got a small serrated knife here, which is going to help me cut this out. Trace around your stencil 3 times to get 3 layers for our cake. It's finally time to assemble this strawberry shortcake. I've placed one of my layers onto a little turntable stand here. And I've got my strawberries along with my whipped cream. I just put mine into a piping bag just to make things a little easier. When assembling this cake, we want to make it look like the cake, you know, the cake from the music video. Have I mentioned we're trying to make the cake from the music video? To do this, we're going to start by piping a border of whipped cream on top of our cake. Once you've got that border in there, we can start to scoop in our strawberries. And repeat this same process, piping the border of whipped cream, filling it with strawberries, and placing your last biscuit on top. We've stacked our layers here. We've got 3 layers just like the cake itself. However, that piece of cake is meant to look like a slice, and we want to do the same with this. So this side of the cake should be completely frosted. Like, you know, when you cut into a cake, there's frosting around all the sides. So we're going to frost this side with some more whipped cream. When the back of your cake is frosted, start piping more whipped cream to the top of your cake This will act again as more frosting. We are almost done. There's just one more thing I want to add to this cake, and that's 2 small strawberries on the top. Plop. And here we have it, our masterpiece of a cake by the ocean inspired cake. Oh, we took inspiration for this recipe from the music video. However, we did make a vanilla, a chocolate, a confetti, or red velvet. We made a strawberry shortcake using biscuits that are fluffy and airy yet still crunchy on the top. We also made homemade whipped cream and used fresh strawberries. This is a perfect summer cake because it's not too dense. I mean, you can enjoy this by the ocean if you'd like. And if you happen to make this, please share with me on Instagram or Twitter. Also, don't forget to share this video with someone who likes cake by the ocean, was maybe going to the ocean, or just likes DNCE. Share this video. Until next time, save a life and make it sweet. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go to the ocean. I'll take my cake too. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button down below. And while you're at it, subscribe. You can do that by clicking this cute little donut right here. If you want another taste, up here's my latest video, and down here's another summer throwback. That's all for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.